Thank you, guys.
Yay, thank you so much,
You okay,
Didi.
brother?
Welcome back to the spa. It is nighttime now. You can't see because of studio lights. It looks actually really good. Reha joined us. Thank you so much. After the heart attack, how do we talk about this series?
Yeah, I think it was like actually contested best of three. I think game one could have gone either way because like we were ahead, but they actually came back. Game two probably could have won if we played better. We made too many mistakes. So yeah, it was a well fought series. I think I hope the people like enjoyed watching the game. So yeah.
Oh, we did for sure. Did you, GB?
No, I absolutely had a great time with it. I was very surprised by some of the early games from GX specifically. I also loved your opinion on that. Do you think it was harder from the get-go to just really get going from the beginning of the games?
Not really. I think we just made mistakes. Like I think early game one, like we're playing range against melee. We know they're gonna have a cheesy gank, and then we actually die from it. I think there's like mistakes where probably we're not connected enough, or we're just not listening enough. Especially like game two, I think like Kana is spamming, Sion's gonna move, and then we're still fighting Drake, and then it's 4v3. I think for like some seconds. So there's still like small mistakes or many mistakes that we do in early that we just need to fix, but it will come with time, I think. But besides that, I think it was actually controlled. One thing that we, like everybody was watching like gold at 15, you know, to check if you have good early game. But I think you should also look at the objectives, and it also depends on the comp. Like in this comp, for instance, the last comp, we have Azir Zarya Khan. So if we are not like 4k behind or like 3 Drakes behind at 15, then the game is in our hands, you know? Because I think at one item we're just stronger. So I don't still think our earlys were bad. I think probably game one made some mistakes. Game two was bad, like let's just say it. So yeah, I think we know we need to keep working on that. But the mid game I think was the 2 games. Like I'm very proud of the guys. Very proud.
Some beautiful team fights.
Yeah, a quick question about the meta to you, GB, actually, and then Surya. We've been seeing a lot of like late game AD carry, hyper scaling AD carries, front to back team fight. Do you feel like it's teams getting back to the LEC, or do you feel like it's going to be the trend from now on?
I definitely feel like it's definitely easier just to play through these champions, also with how strong some of the, I don't necessarily just want to say weak side, but with how fluid the game has become, with lane swaps, with the fact that you just put your AD carry in a better position if you're prio, it just puts you in a better position for team fights. I definitely feel like champions like Thresh, not Thresh, but Aphelios and Jinx, they're just having a good time because it's so easy to facilitate them in drafts right now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I think the AD champs are also very related to the top lane champs. And if you look at the top lane champs, you have way less carries. Like remember, like in spring we were only playing Jace, Rumble, and those type of champions. And now we have more tanks after MSI, I think. So like you want to play those hyper carries because if you look at like there's only Azir who's like good at killing tanks in mid lane. So you need a good like resource of damage to kill the tanks later into the game, which both Aphelios and Jinx can provide, and Zaya as well.
Speaking of top lane, as we see the duckies dancing with the minions in the jacuzzi, that's really cute. Kana is our Kia player of the series today. Wow, so not expected?
I mean, I didn't really think about that. I think yesterday, I think you should have won it, but Kelly's is playing.
He made the show, yeah.
Like crazy good as well, so he deserves it as well.
There's a 1% difference with Kellist today.
And then, yeah, I mean, those two have been performing very well.
Crazy to shine on champions that are usually not made to make players shine like this. We were talking about the Sion, the Cassante, all the tanks. I don't know, do you feel like he made an impact today in another way than Flash?
I think like even his Cassante almost made game 2 very close with some of the skirmishing we saw in the jungle as well, so I can totally see why even in losses, why they would still give him a lot of credit. So yeah, I'm very happy with Kana's performance.
All right, take on your first week overall, now that you're done actually, guys.
Yeah, I think it's a very good week. I think the most important, besides the victories, I think is the level of gameplay we are showing. I think I'm very proud of, like I was saying about that, like the mid game and even early, like it's quite controlled. Team fights are going pretty well. I think we fixed a lot of issues that we had during spring that we actually realized after spring. Okay, actually our team fights is not what it was during first 10, for instance. So that's the most important because the abilities is we're talking about worlds, right? We're talking about all these things, but actually we want to win the league again, you know? Like it feels bad to be top 3, even if we are top 2 in spring, qualified to MSI, it will feel bad still, you know?
So we've only seen your first series as well now. How do you feel like your level of consistency? Because from an outside perspective, or like having seen these games, right? You're dropping a game to GX today. In spring, it was like you won this series, but it always felt like there was this one game that got screwed up a bit. From behind the scenes perspective, how is the consistency improving from KC? Do you feel like it's become a lot better, or?
I see a smile.
Do you think we're inconsistent during spring?
No, I definitely just feel like it often went to game 3, right? And I think that's like against some teams where you thought on paper KC should have 2-0'd. Sometimes it went to game 3. That's more like my perspective.
I mean, I think that's also the power of best of 3. I think it's just. Also, the teams are, teams are good, Like, I mean, we always talk about region as Europe, but I think there's a lot of teams who are contesting that are actually taking a lot of games from us in scrims already. So I think, like, we know our plans, and then sometimes we're going to make mistakes, but the best of 3 gives us the opportunity to still win the best of 3. Because if you look at spring, we're 8-1, So
yeah, of course, absolutely.
The most important, like maybe games to games, we're inconsistent, but I feel like as a whole, when going into a best of 3, we are very consistent. So. The most important is when we go to best of 5, we can't just have 2 good games, which like Koi, what happened?
Yeah.
It's like we had 2 good games and then the other 3 we are not playing good, or the draft is not good, or we're just not playing good enough, So yes, I agree on this part. We need to work on like consistent plans, especially in draft, like going into later part of the series. I think that's for sure one thing we need to improve.
All right, next topic, and I think it's the one the fans are interested in the most. We have to address the elephant in the room, or rather the rat in the roster, as we're going to talk about Niski. He is a self-proclaimed rat. I did not invent that. But Reha, we've been hearing everything and anything. Vladdy in an interview yesterday saying that he doesn't do anything. I don't know if it's a Vladdy troll thing to say or if Niski is actually bringing him coffee. We had Kalist in a LEC interview saying that this is actually going to be a 6-man roster. The idea is to have a 6th player who knows how to play everything, is very stable, and we have a backup solution and not a bad one. Coach, what is Niski doing backstage?
I mean, Niski is there, that's for sure. He's playing scrims a bit with us, but it's clear, and I just wanted to make it clear, this is not a 6-man roster in the sense of CFO, in the sense of GAM, where they are sharing like game time. Like we believe Vladdy is number 1. He will always be number 1. I mean, not always, depends, right? But I think he's the one we want to play best of 3, best of 5. But we think that Niski can add something that's new to the team, meaning like in outside of the game, meaning also giving a new dynamic in terms of ideas as well, because I think it's very important during the year you come through the same obstacle, you through the same strategies as well. I think it's important to have someone like Niski who has a lot of experience, went to Worlds many times, but for the moment it's not he can play for sure, but it's not my decision right now is to not make him play. It's not a 6-man roster, and I want him to spend more time with the team, get more time with Vladdy as well, make sure that we're actually a group of 6 even if he's not playing, and we don't know what the future is, right? But the most important is this group will be playing, like the 5, and we're going to keep investing on Vladdy. I think we've been performing very well, so yeah.
Do you feel like experience is like one of the, I don't want to say weaknesses, but one of the things that KC is lacking? Because even when you look at Yike, who's quite already a decorated player, he pretty much started in 2023, if I can remember correctly. So that's just a 2-year career. So do you feel like that's something that's desperately needed for the roster, or how is it in the camp?
I think yes. I mean, inside the 5, I think the 5 they're just very smart about the game. So I think we can have good discussions, but also one thing that people need to realize as well is I've been head coach for less than 2 years. Apples has joined the LEC for less than 1 year and a half. Like we're still also a very young staff, so having people around us who can, I won't say guide us, but like if they have things to say, opinions to say, or way to see, even if we have strong opinions that we know what we want to do as staff, like we know what we want to do, but we've not been at Worlds in 2019, we've not been at Worlds 2020, 21, all these years, and if you look at the games, like especially with the Fearless draft, that you can see that basically the metas that we are playing are the same metas from 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So I think it's a very, like let's say now Trundle is popping, right? Kind of. What do you ping into it? Like who has the good counter picks? And if you look at even the LCK, they are picking random champs into it and it doesn't work, So having those type of discussions, sometimes you can very help a lot the team, I think.
Yeah, as a follow-up then, do you feel like with the pressure of winning the winter title and how well you did at first stand, is that a lot of pressure that was maybe too much to live up to from the get-go? Or how is it with a roster this young then, but for all of you?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like the thing is, the pressure is mostly from ourselves to ourselves, because we knew we were a good team, and we know we are a good team. But during whole spring, even if we are 8-1 during regular season, we're not actually showing that we are the team that we want to be. So that's the problem. And then the expectations are very high. And then you are trying to understand why we are not going to the right place. Is the direction that we gave in terms of gameplay is the right direction? Doubts comes. But I think one thing that is good is like watching MSI, you can actually see how the best teams play in the world and the actual best teams, because sadly HLE is not the best team in the world, which completely cooked us, and then we inspired, we get like a good inspiration from them, and then you actually understand, okay, this is how we need to play, and then once we know how we want to play, I feel like we are very good at executing. So I think it was the process probably. It feels bad, or like not to go to MSI though, but we are focused for the future.
Closing question for you, Reha, because you were talking about the fact that you're still rather green as a coach, especially in the LEC, with Apples and the rest of the stuff that you have. What has been your biggest learning as a coach and readjustment that you want to implement for the rest of the season?
I think the most important part, as I was saying, is understanding, like, obviously what are the strengths for your team, what are your weaknesses, but what are the actual fundamentals that are key to winning. I think that was the thing that we were like knowing during winter, that we dropped a bit during spring, and now I think like we've really found a true identity of how we want to play the game. And you know, these things, they are very different from team to team. I think like if I can get back to 2022 when I had Reckless and Cabo, for instance, in LFL, so it's completely different. But the way we play is like play heavily into Cabo, and that's how we're going to win early game, and that's how we're going to carry the game. So I think it's completely different from now, where the way we want to play is like, obviously we want to have good team fights composition, because that's how you win a game, because there's going to be dragons and stuff. So understanding the new team's needs and strength, and update and make sure that we are on the right track, right direction, I think that's my learning from this year.
I guess there's so much you have to learn as well when you go from coaching an ERL team to how do you beat ERL teams, and to suddenly how do you beat an LEC team. Like, the difference is probably so massive, so that's super interesting.
Absolutely. And yeah, hopefully you have the right approach. I trust in you guys anyway. Great start of the season for KC here. We'll see you for week 2. I don't know. You have a week to prep. That's all I know about. Thank you so much for joining us for PGL. Yeah, it's been a blast. Thank you, GB, as well. And if you at home didn't have enough League of Legends, we will be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. CST. And if you want to keep on going with the League of Legends madness, it starts right now. LTA is going to be live at 10 p.m. CEST with Dignitas versus C9. So please head over there, say whatever you want to say. NA is better than EU for now, but we'll come back for Worlds. But for now, we'll come back tomorrow for LEC. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
French roster.
French roster.
Top to bot.
Okay, top. Adam.
Yeah.
Jungle.
Jungle, you're thinking.
I have to take show because
Wow, it's crazy. That's crazy.
Barrier, the flash, both force, the Q coming through. Oh my god! It's the double! It's a disaster for SK. That's no Abaddon is Oh, Rooster, kill steal. What the f?
Rooster. Wow.
Extra movement speed coming in from the A because it's all fully stacked. They catch the flash out from Nuke. Flash falling from Agadage. They're trying to burn through that health bar. He's still standing for an extra second, and they get the first blood.
He's not.
What are we going on? It's good flash.
Chase. Chase or flash?
I have ult soon. I will chase.
He wants to flash over.
Yeah, I will chase the ult.
Taken out as well as an absolute bloodbath. Look at Abaddon in the side, but he's caught in the gravity field. Flash to the side, trying to make the difference. BDS, oh my god! Attrition, they're holding on. Abaddon is living. No, he dies in the end.
Oh my god, what is going on? I'm a second TP, base fast. I'm a second TP. Second TP.
Yeah, backhand. No.
Hello.
No, actually.
Hello.
Okay, let's go.
I'm junking. Okay, go. He's dead.
Ah, je suis là. They're stuck. Trandel flash. Kill Trandel. Nice. Alistar has... Don't come, Alistar. I'm looking.
That's it. Oh my god.
Come on. Bien, go.
I'm fine.
We can end it, guys, I think.
No.
The disintegrate enough to get him down. Locked with the Roar of the Slayer of the Soul Furnace.
Nice! Mega winning top lane, finally 2v2! All the lost ones in scrims.
I can look behind, okay?
I'm
behind him. Xeno flash.
I can kill him.
I need no flash.
Look at that.
Can, I guess. Yeah, I think leave it there.
Look.
Yeah, it's good. Go nuts. Well, GG.
No problem for this makeup.
Perfect